Hi, this is Peter Loomis, and I'm going to show you how to get started with SkipTraq, which is an app on Apple's App Store, or more precisely, a pair of apps that provide a wireless speed display for the sport of jump rope. SkipTraq allows you to count a speed jumper and project that score to a remote display so your audience can see who is winning. And the nice thing about this is that it is so quick to set up. You can literally be up and running in a matter of minutes. For this video, I'll be demonstrating a simple two-device setup. In a later video, I'll show you how to expand on this to include one or more TV displays and how easy it is to grow SkipTraq to host a complete jump rope competition. If you've ever used a remote control for television, or a garage door opener, or a mobile phone, then you are already an expert on how SkipTraq works. Okay, maybe not an expert, but you've used wireless devices to communicate with something else, and that's the basis of SkipTraq. SkipTraq consists of two apps found on the Apple App Store. SkipTraq Scorekeeper is the clicker app. This is used to tally a jumper's count. SkipTraq Scoreboard is the remotely controlled display app. This shows a jumper's score as sent from Scorekeeper. Since SkipTraq communicates wirelessly, you will also need a network to which you can connect. The simplest approach is to supply your own Wi-Fi router, and if you don't have one, any consumer router should work. We recommend a newer device since it will benefit from the latest in Wi-Fi technology, and that can be important in gymnasiums or practice halls where other wireless activity can cause interference. So let's get started. Here we have two iPod Touches, one with SkipTraq Scorekeeper installed and one with SkipTraq Scoreboard installed. Before we start the apps, I'm going to confirm that both devices are connected to the same network. For each device, press Settings and then Wi-Fi. This is an important precaution as Apple devices automatically join known networks, and it is possible for your network connection to be switched without you being notified. Now that we've confirmed that both devices are on the same network, let's start SkipTraq Scoreboard. The first screen you see is the Adjust Monitor screen. If you have Scoreboard connected to a TV monitor, this is where you adjust those borders. By tapping any of the four sides shown, you can make the appropriate edge adjustments. I'll be demonstrating this in a future video. Tap the My Scoreboard tab. This is your personal mini scoreboard. If you've connected this device to a TV monitor, then results shown here also show on the monitor. But here's the great thing about this. You don't need to connect this to a TV monitor. You can use it as is to show scores in a more personal way, such as a group of students working on their speed results. Notice the name at the top. If this is the first time you're using Scoreboard, this is the name of your device. Here it says SkipTraq Scoreboard 1. This is the name that scorekeepers use to find and connect to this scoreboard. By pressing Settings and then Scoreboard Name, you will find that this name is fully adjustable. For now, return to Settings and press the My Scoreboard tab. We now are ready to start receiving counts from Scorekeeper. So let's switch over to Scorekeeper and get it started. The first screen you see is the list of scoreboards. If there is more than one scoreboard connected to this network, you will see those as well. Tap the scoreboard to which you want to connect. Here, it is SkipTraq Scoreboard 1. This is the quadrants screen and lists the available quadrants for the selected scoreboard. An available quadrant is one that is not being used by another scorekeeper. Notice that they are color-coded. This should aid in making your selection. Tap the yellow square marked 1, and as you do, watch the scoreboard. The 0 indicates that you've made a successful connection. Let's examine the scoring screen. At the top, you see the button returning you to the scoreboards list. Also on the top is the Reset button for resetting your count to 0. Just below that is the name of the connected scoreboard in your count. Finally, there's the big yellow plus button for tabulating. Tap the plus button. The score is now 1, and 1 is also displayed on the scoreboard. Very cool. Tap the button a few times as though you were counting a real jumper. For every tap, Your score is sent to the scoreboard. When you are finished, press the Reset button to return your score to 0. This also resets your section on the scoreboard. Now, carefully tap the purple background. Be careful not to tap the plus button. Notice the score still increments by 1. In fact, with the exception of the navigation bar at the top, you can tap anywhere on this screen to increment your score. We know that you're likely to be watching the jumper, not your hands. This way you can be confident that your score continues to tabulate even if your finger wanders a bit. Continue experimenting with the scoring features. If your volume is turned up, you will hear a reassuring click sound each time you add to the count. When you are finished, press the Scoreboards button to return to the scoreboard list. Notice when you leave the scoring screen, your section on the scoreboard is once again made available to any scorekeeper connected to this same network. Tap your scoreboard. Now, choose the green square labeled 2. Notice your plus button is now green. The plus button will always be the same color as the quadrant to which you are connected. This is another example of how color is used to remind you of the area on the scoreboard where you are sending counts. Tap the plus button a few times. Now, go over to Scoreboard and close it by pressing the Home button. When you return to Scorekeeper, you'll notice a yellow caution sign. This is an indicator that you've lost your connection to Scoreboard and can no longer send scores. But notice you can still continue counting. If during a competition you lose your connection, continue counting until the end of the heat. Then, exit scoring, choose your scoreboard, and reselect your quadrant. You should be good to go. Finally, you can use Scorekeeper without having to connect to Scoreboard. By pressing the green My Clicker button, you can count using this personal scoring feature. Use this if you are one of the several judges for a competitor, but yours is not the score being sent to Scoreboard. Consider this an alternative to the rotary counter and something you might actually prefer once you've given it a try. If you are a coach or team leader, use My Clicker during practice for a quick count of a student's speed. Students that have their own copy of Scorekeeper can assist each other during practice, or during competition, use My Clicker in the stands to confirm the counts occurring on the floor. There are many times when you'd like a personal tally counter, and the My Clicker feature is designed for just that. That's it for this tutorial. We hope you've seen how quick and easy it is to get started with SkipTraq. Thank you for watching.